Welcome back to your Setter podcast. I got Mark and Quinn here and special guest Manny, our boy Manny, formerly seen on our page before. How you feeling, my man?
I'm doing pretty good. This is much different than the last time I was here.
Oh yeah,
We're not all touching knees.
Oh yeah, last time he was on the we were about no more than 2 feet away from
Leveling
each
up
other,
a little bit, slowly but surely.
Yeah, this is pretty nice.
Did you just call me Shirley?
Yes, Shirley.
Slowly and surely. That's what I called you.
Damn, 2 names.
Slowly and surely. Wow.
But yeah, this is it. What's new? What's popping? What's going on? Why are you here today?
I am here.
Yeah, tell us why you're here.
Okay, so I was chilling. I just got home like a few days ago. I was in Pittsburgh with my girlfriend. Shout outs to long distance. Shout outs to Abby. Love you.
What's up, Abby?
I know you're watching.
No, but I just got home and I was chilling with Mark last night and his brother, and we were just kind of hanging out. And I was actually just talking to him about like just vision mapping, planning, talking about like what can we do to establish a good future. Let's take it a step at a time. So like we're super inspired. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do some stuff today. Like I'm working on like a YouTube video, trying to put it out. Shout out to my YouTube channel too. And Mark just hits me up today and he's like, yo, what are you doing? And I'm like, if anyone ever hits you up and the first thing that they say is, yo, what are you doing? You know that you're gonna be doing something.
You better be either ready or getting ready, because
so I was like, I mean, I'm cleaning my room, but I just got done. What's up? And he's like, we want you on the podcast today because somebody flaked on us. And I was like, I got you. Yeah. So here I am.
Boom.
And we already had talked about it before. We were just like, oh, like bring me back. And we were just like, we're all here for it. And then we seen you this morning comment on the video, 8 a.m. sharp. Just
yo, like, I woke up and I was like, yo, let me watch their latest video because I haven't watched it in a while. Mark told me that you guys got a new studio and I want to check it out. So I was like, let me just watch the video. And y'all were talking about being healthy. I worked out this morning while I was listening to that. I'm like, yo, I feel inspired, man. Shout out to this.
Right after today, later on, I'm going to be right at the gym. Because, I couldn't do it this morning, but...
Bro,
respect.
Them I don't know if you have him on Snapchat. This man was dancing like an offensive lineman.
Yeah,
I think you put it on your IG, too.
Yeah, I did. I took it down, though. I didn't want someone to see it.
Okay. He was just like...
okay.
He was
my mom.
he was like, oh, I'm stalling to go to the gym, but doing like a whole like
workout routine.
Basically, he's already started.
Making sure the DL like doesn't get to like the quarterback and shit. He's just like blocking people and shit.
That's respect right there. Yeah, I was going to the Planet Fitness up near my girlfriend's house, but everyone just started getting COVID in that area, so I just canceled my membership. That? It's like 40 minutes away from Pittsburgh.
Ooh.
So that's like over 5 hours from here. Yeah. But I was going up there. There was only like 4 people in the gym when I was going. So I'm like,
it shouldn't be.
I can do this. Like, just stay away from people.
I'm super self-conscious. Like I'm like very like careful when I go. I go to the one in Jenkintown. It's like a lot of like before COVID, it wasn't really as a popular gym. But even now, it's like even like less people there now. So. But like every time before I touch a machine, I'm like always wiping it down.
Which is good. I mean, gyms were already you were supposed to.
You were supposed to. And like, I would see some people do it and then not, and I'd be like, that's like.
Like before I use it and after I use it, I'm just making sure I'm like 10 sprays, more spray. Like I'm like
matter of fact,
I just can't get over the whole like working out with a mask thing. I gotta get used to that.
Bro, literally, this is me.
You basically are just.
Bro, I'm literally dying.
You already
I'm
can barely breathe, and now it's like...
I'm on a treadmill like...
They probably have workers on standby waiting for somebody to pass out from it. Like,
I literally had to go like this because like I was like running at a fast speed, and I'm like, I gotta take it off for like 2 seconds. Like, I'm like this. And then like literally as I did this, a dude comes around, he's like, mask. I'm like, fuck you, asshole. Damn. Like
they got them waiting. They're like,
I was like, come on, bro. Like, and it's literally just me on the second floor. I'm like, bro, are you serious? Like, I'm literally by myself on the second floor on the treadmill. And
you're like, if anything, you want to catch it because why are you up here? Like, exactly, leave me alone.
I'm like, I got so mad because I'm like, bro, you not on this treadmill right now.
You don't feel
like like he's just walking, chilling, like, yo, mask. I'm like, bro, fuck you. Like, leave me alone.
That's why I'm like low key like building a little home situation because like I don't know how I would feel like going to one right now with the whole mask thing. I'm just like not with it.
Bro, I got an elliptical right up in my house. So I just go straight to the first floor, use that, and I'll do like calisthenics in my room, and that's it. So I'm like, I'm not going to a gym until like I know it's safe because I can't wear a mask while I'm working out. I'll probably pass out.
Yeah,
too much.
Even I'll be like, yo, like I'm gonna wear a hoodie today just so I get like a little extra sweat, and even then I'm like, get this off.
No.
Yeah, that's how I used to feel when I used to wear the hoodies going with Mark a lot. I used to like wear them, sweat a little bit. I'm like,
that's what I would do all the time. I would do it all the time. I would keep it on because I'm like, I want to sweat. That's the whole point. The reason why I'm here.
See, I get one of them sweat vests.
Yeah,
that's why when we went shopping the other day, I saw a couple of them. I was like, oh, like these are actually hard. Like you zip them up and just get a little extra sweat out, or like the trash bags.
Yeah, like I know Nike make. I don't know if it's just Nike. I know it's other brands as well. But like when they make like warm ups, like it's actually like padding on the inside, and they force you to sweat faster. So like I put something on. I'm like, yo, is it just me or is it really hot right now? But like that's the whole point. It gets you to like sweat faster because the material of it. So it's like really good.
Nice.
Yeah. Help. No, it's just what I was gonna do too is like start working on my arms more because my left arm feels real weak.
It's always like your non-dominant arm is always gonna feel weak.
So like when I was at the gym, I was just like, "We're gonna get you strong today, baby," and I like fucking put 70, and I was just like, "Baby," like it's like because like they got the Joneses like for the biceps, like you do
curls,
like you do.
They're like separated,
So I was just in there like doing my left arm. We're gonna get
Don't
this,
tell me
like,
you had like 50 over here and like 70 on one.
No, not at all. No, like when you put the weight on, it does it for both.
Yeah, that's
so
what I'm saying. That's why I was like, I hope you didn't like put 50 on the right arm and then 70 on the left arm. And you just off balance the shit.
You just gotta learn how to just do a little bit more when you do with your left.
Oh yeah, but
it balances out if you do the same weight on both consistently.
Once you actually start to move up, it'll be like matching up.
Because I'm like that too. Like my left arm is actually stronger than my right. Like I used my left hand when I was a kid, and then I switched over to use my right hand around like middle school or something like that.
Did you like break your arm or something?
No, it's just like whenever I wrote papers and stuff, like I would be smudging the paper with my left hand. So it's like I don't really think I'm ambidextrous, but like it just is like I'm kind of used to using both hands for everything. But I remember when I started going to the gym, like I was like, yo, this is actually a struggle with my right arm, and you would expect this to be easier, but like I just did the same weight and it like balanced out after a while.
I always feel like stories happen where like they'll be like right-handed and they break their right arm and they get forced to use their left and they're like, oh, I can use both now.
Yeah, I know like in schools, like if you're ambidextrous, they'll force you to just use your right hand because like scissors or like right-handed scissors and everything.
It's bullshit.
Victor was
as a left-handed
person.
As
a left-handed man over here.
Bro, I was like it was like so obvious that I was left-handed. My parents sat me down, was like, all right, write your name. Left, solid. Right, it was like,
I was like,
it's like, oh wow, you're left-handed too.
It's okay. It's okay.
I always like, I don't think I'm ambidextrous, but I always felt like, I always picked up the fork with my left, and my dad used to get mad at me. He used to like tell me to pick it up with my right.
Jesus.
And then and then,
pick it up with your right.
But when I was learning how to cut hair, I felt more comfortable cutting with my left when I had the clippers in my left hand. And then like, cause I had it in my right, cause my uncle was like, what's your dominant hand? I'm like, my right. So he's like, all right, put it in your right hand. And I was like, this don't feel right. So I switched to my left and I started flowing better. He was like, what the fuck? He's like, wait, did you just switch hands? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I don't know. It's just more comfortable with my left. I don't know. I was like, and he was like, he was fucking amazed. He's like, oh my God, you use both hands?
You're a prophet.
He's like, you are the prophecy dude that told us you're coming. Like,
no, but I mean, that's like not a foreign thing. Even like with baseball players, like some people will like bat left but like throw right, like have like it's just weird shit like that.
It's a bunch of different things that it can like apply to. Me, I know for sure like I'm right. Like I don't think I'm ambidextrous at all. Like I really don't think I am at all. Like I'm thinking of certain things. Like you just said how you like be able to do like better with your left hand. I'm like picturing myself doing that. I'm like, nah, I don't.
No, like I flowed better,
like,
bro. Like I don't know what it was.
See, like everything I usually do will be with my right. I don't know. It's just.
I flow better.
He's like thinking about it.
I'm like, because I was remembering, like I was cutting his hair, and I'm just like,
who's got a better flick?
Yeah, like.
No, or even like when I was doing like MMA, I was supposed to be southpaw, but I don't feel comfortable as southpaw at all.
Yeah, northpaw. It's like,
I'm like, who let this guy in here? Who let this guy in here?
Everybody's like, yo, get the fuck out.
Wait. So southpaw is when you put your left foot in front or your right foot in front.
Right foot. So your left is your power hand, so it's in the back.
I think I'm backwards. Like,
So
because
you're
I'm right hand
orthodox.
dominant, but I put my right foot forward, which is
Right.
not supposed to be
That's
like
orthodox.
that. Yeah.
So my jab hand is my dominant hand, which is usually not the case.
So if we get into a fight, we're gonna look exactly the same.
Yeah. Which is because like even like me and my brother are both left-handed, and it was the same thing. So it's like, oh, it works out perfect. Like we would always just fight each other because we both like trained like together.
Yeah, I remember someone telling me they're like, you're supposed to have the power in the back right here.
Yeah,
So you
but
tag them with the jags and you come around and like my left hand is like, wait, what? I guess it's like almost as strong as my right, but like I don't have as much control. So it's just like freaking pool noodle I'm throwing at you. Like it just looks so random. So
Bro, you know, like dreams really fuck you up.
Okay.
This is Quentin's random turn.
It is 2:26 on a Tuesday. Where are we going here?
I'm only thinking about this because he said like he throws noodles, right?
Oh, when you're in the
So
dream,
in
you fight
the
slow
dream, it's
motion?
like dreams make you think you a bitch, like because I mean
You can't run.
you can't do
fight.
shit. Like, bro, I tried to jump in my dream and like it was like nothing. Like,
Well, how was it?
like so-
When you got no stamina
So-
in a game.
bro. So basically, like I just brought that up because I'm just like I'm sitting here thinking I'm like my dreams really make me feel like a bitch. Like I feel like if I get in a fight today, I'm gonna be throwing like bitch, bitch, like you know what I mean. But I know
And
I'm
the,
not.
And the boy
but,
you
like,
fighting just freaking
like, like yeah, that's
fucking
why.
John Wick.
I'll be so self-conscious. I'll be like, oh man, I think I know how these punches are gonna go.
Facts. I'm
This
like,
is my dream. Why are you fucking me up?
right, yo,
How
that's,
am I not in control?
it's so crazy how our dreams do that. It's just like we always get the shit end of the stick. Like
Wait, have you ever lucid dreamed before? Like you could control your dream?
I feel like yes and no.
I
So-
feel like
so no.
I woke up one day and I was just like, yo, I'm just gonna control my dreams.
I'm just going
And, like,
to control it. I'm
It's
going
really
to control
Like
powerful.
it.
with me, it's like there's always something that doesn't make sense in my dream. Cause like your dream, it tries to replicate things as best as it can, but like it'll randomly be like a top of a building that's just not there. And I'm like, that don't make sense. Like, but as soon as I realize that something's off, it's like I just get control of my dream.
Yeah.
So I literally
Once
just
you
turn my
once you
dream into like an
notice.
anime like opening or something where everything's just all over the place. And I'm like, it's just so random.
That's why I say yes and no because it's like yeah, like no because when I first started dreaming, it's like not like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then I like wake up because I'm like, what the fuck was I just dreaming about? And then I go back to sleep and it restarts. But
And
this
you're like aware.
and this time it's like I know what's going on and I'm like I feel like I can control things. So it's like I don't know, I just control my emotions better. Like I control like what people are gonna say. You know what I mean? So I can actually know like hear what I want to hear. So like I'm gonna bring it up and it was like I had this discussion. I was like I had this dream with this person and at first it was like it didn't go the way I wanted and I woke up and then I fell back asleep and then I went back into the room and said what I wanted to say and then they said what they wanted to say and I was like I like this one better. And I was like this is what I like here.
My man hit the checkpoint button in the
Right.
game.
He
Like,
said,
I'm gonna go
"Restart."
back.
Last save.
Restart. I didn't want to do that.
Restart from last checkpoint.
Then I woke up in Whole Foods naked. And
Oh, that was that dream.
Yeah. I was
remember
like,
that? I told you about that.
What? That's the randomness part you're talking
That's the
about, Manny.
randomness part. I woke up in Whole Foods naked and then Karen was like, why are you naked? And I was like, COVID. Do what the fuck I want.
What?
Shaking
Like,
my
that was
head.
your
And
answer?
I grabbed the blanket and I just wrapped myself.
I'm pretty sure he wanted to restart at that point.
It was just she, Karen, yeah.
Since we're sharing weird dreams, I'm not gonna name names, but I had a dream. Y'all two were there and one other person. But I don't want to put names out there. So I was having a dream and I don't remember the start. I remember the middle. I was like in a fight basically, and like I was basically losing. It wasn't really a fist fight. It was more of like a scramble, and I was naked. And I was like having that struggle with this other person, and the person was trying to chop my meat off, and exactly,
Bro, your dreams
And
are
you-
real vulgar and
Real
like
shit.
brutal.
I know, you remember,
Yes.
and
said I was
y'all two were there,
chop
and like
my
I was
meat.
like losing the fight, and I remember like looking up, and you guys were like behind me that way, and I was just like, Mark Quinn, like help,
do something. He's trying to chop my meat.
Like there's this one time Victor had a dream and it scared the shit out of me that I died. But the way I died wasn't like I just like, you know, like normal cause of death like type of like thing. It was he dreamt that like our car flipped over and then like my brains just fucking splattered on the ground and like
I was just like, Quinn! And that's when I woke up.
And that's when I woke up.
And he was just paranoid as shit after
I was paranoid as shit. I didn't want to drive.
Dude, I woke up crying. I was just like,
Did you
"Jeez."
really?
Yeah.
Yo, dreams
Oh my
are
God,
intense.
You
man.
love me? It's like,
Bro,
It's intense.
I'm just like,
I had a dream that it was basically driving, and I think I was driving really fast, and I was going up to like it was like a hill that had a
180
lot
on
of
the
turns.
dash, cops on my ass.
Yeah, basically when it
all right, Newski.
right. Shout out Newski. But I was driving up the hill, like it was a hill that had a lot of turns going up. And then I think like at one point I got all the way to the top, and then eventually like the car just flipped over because I was going so fast when I had to do one turn. And I forget what happened. I don't know if like who else was in the like car with me, but it was somebody that was like very close to me. Next thing you know, like I woke up crying, like because I think there was also a part where like it was very claustrophobic and I couldn't get out. Like I was trapped under something.
Yeah,
And
I hate
felt
that.
like super tense, and I was just like I woke up and my heart was just like racing like crazy. I was like, yo, like what the hell like is going on here?
Did I speak about my dream on here? The one I told you guys about with Jerusalem?
Yes.
On
Well,
here?
not on here.
Well, no, you have
On
you
here?
just. I mean, even in person, you just gave us
Like a very vague.
You were like, you were told to go. That was it.
Okay, so since I didn't say it on here, I'm gonna say it now, and then Manny can hear it too. I went to sleep paralysis, and it was rare that I haven't done that in a while. And I did it. I went to sleep paralysis on my stomach. I usually go with sleep paralysis on my back, and so I was laying on my stomach, and it happened, and Jesus appeared to me, and he was angry, and I was so confused as to why he was angry. And I was, Jesus, why are you mad? Like, what's going on? And he just took quiet. He was giving me like silent treatment. I was like, oh, we're like that? Like, this is what's gonna happen right now? So next thing you know, like I started to pray, and I was like praying to Mary, right? And then like I just felt him push me off my bed, and it literally felt like I fell off my bed. And then I just felt me going like down, down, down into like a black pit. And then it was just like he just like reached down and like brought me back up. And he just was like, go to Jerusalem. And I was like, why? Why Jerusalem?
That's like really interesting.
He just said, you just have to go to Jerusalem. Go to Jerusalem and you'll be okay or something like that. I was just like, what's in Jerusalem? And I was like so confused. And that was the day I went to
the love of your life. Waiting there.
That's the day I went to Victor's house, and on my way I saw Jerusalem Furniture, and I was like, I think I need to go to Jerusalem Furniture store.
Buy a couch. It's really an ad the whole time.
It's an ad. I had dreamed of Jerusalem Furniture.
I know.
bad.
I know. What if you slept during a Jerusalem Furniture commercial with your TV on? And
I know. I did have YouTube on, so maybe YouTube had an ad, and like my like subconscious heard it.
It was an encounter with
So-
like Jesus while an ad was playing, and it just all combined. And Jesus telling you to buy a couch. Like,
Buy this one.
They had like I go to Jerusalem Furniture, and there's like a guy dressed up as Jesus, and he's like,
That's
"Welcome
what
to
I said.
Jerusalem."
That's what I said. I was like, he goes there, and there's a guy that literally looks like Jesus. And
No,
you read
but-
his name tag, and it's Jesus.
It felt so real, and I was so scared that when I finally got out of sleep paralysis, I like was scared to go back to sleep, and I was like breathing hard as shit, and I was like, yeah, that wasn't fun. And I was so scared.
Honestly, like I'm a super firm believer that like dreams actually mean something.
Yeah, me too.
Like I know, like I'm like a Christian, for example, in the book of Daniel, like he interprets the king's dream, and a lot of it actually came true as like a prophecy. And it's not to say that everything's like black and white, like oh, this is exactly what's going to happen in your dream, but like the idea of like you going to the top of the hill in your dream, for example, and the car flipping, you losing a loved one, yours being like extremely vulgar, and like why is this happening? You know, like something like that happening in your dream, and like mine are just super random because I control mine most of the time, so I'm just like I don't know what it's supposed to mean, but I honestly think that dreams like mean way more than what we perceive it as.
Yeah.
Like I honestly think that's like our brain is like on some like super 200 IQ level stuff, because like you never like have like a vision of something and it's like a millisecond that you remember of it, and then like 5 months later you're like, wait, I saw this before. Like what the heck?
So that's literally what happened.
Literally.
So it doesn't happen all the time, but and first of all, I'm gonna say this: like I rarely have dreams. That's just me as a person. Like hearing them say like they have dreams a lot. Like I'm like, yo, I rarely have dreams, and sometimes when I do have them though, like I'll see like I'll be like in a place or even a place that I actually like know of or something like that I've actually been to or something like that. And I'm just sitting there like, why am I here? You know, I'll wake up or go about my day and it'll be like maybe like a couple months later, maybe weeks later. And I end up being in that place and I just feel like a weird like, whoa, like I feel like this is exactly where I was at when I dreamed. And I was like, I'll be like, yo, I think like my dreams like are psychic. Like I'm literally like, I know like I'm gonna be here. I just don't know when.
Yeah.
But it's going to happen at some certain point, and I that happens a lot with my dreams.
I have this reoccurring dream where it's me surrounded by a body of water, but it doesn't start off like that. It starts off as me just driving, and then I get to a bridge.
Why do all of you guys' dreams have cars in them? Yeah, every single one of you. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm
I have
sorry.
one that doesn't have a car, so go ahead.
So I'm driving, and my car always gets like the water just rises all the time, right? And then that's when like I'll like the bridge will get thinner, and then I have to turn back. When I go to turn back, I can't, and then I fall off the bridge into the water, and I always drown. One day when I was leaving work at 2 a.m, that's when I was working at Terry Behind the Walls. It was a really bad storm, and Kelly Drive gets flooded.
Yeah.
I was scared. I took Kelly Drive to go home to get to 76, and just seeing the water rise on Kelly Drive, like
reminded you of the dream.
Yeah.
Wait, was this recently when Kelly Drive just got flooded from that huge storm that happened?
No, it wasn't that. It was this was a few years back.
Oh, okay,
I
gotcha.
I think it was when I first started working at Terry Behind the Walls. Yeah,
Gotcha. Dang, man.
Yeah, a lot of, I feel like with mine, it ends up being like places that I've been through like my childhood and stuff like that, like places I've usually already been to, and then it just me showing up there again, just like a couple like months later, or maybe a year or something. That's usually what happens. But you said you had a story that
did not involve a car
this time.
So tying into like your anime thing, so I had a dream. It's again, my dreams are fucked up. I had a dream that basically on my forearm, like these rods went through my forearm, and I could see like through the other side of it, and like inside of my arm, like flesh and everything, and like the rods were like kind of like I was fighting somebody, and it was like pain from Naruto. Like his rods, like his rods, like the chakra rods, like went through my like in a pattern of 6, like 3 and 3.
Yeah.
And I could see inside of my arm, like flesh, everything very vivid, and through the other side, and like no blood. But it was just, that was like what I remember of my dream, and it was very weird.
That honestly, like you fighting an anime character sounds so badass. I wish I dreamt that. Like,
Bro, it gets kind of stale after a while. I'm not gonna lie. You're like, you again, man.
I gotta fuck you up one more time. Like,
know what's gonna happen. I had a Pokemon dream at one point, and that's the one. And it was so long ago, but for some reason, that is one dream I remember.
You remember?
And I was kind of in control of that one because I remember I kind of woke up. And it was tough, yo. I had like Charmander, I had Square, I had all the like starters. And then I remember I woke up and then I was like, yo, I want to finish this. I went back.
I hope so bad this is a vision and not a dream. And then one day, and like in 6 months from now,
Pokemon Go comes out.
That's probably what it was. That's probably what it was, honestly.
When I was a kid, I used to dream of Digimon.
Digimon.
No, but like I think I don't know if I brought this up on a podcast, but I think I brought it up to you guys. There was a while I was like very heavy on smoking weed the past few months, and I was like literally that's all I did. Like even Victor was like, this man literally posts nothing but weed, and I was like, I was literally smoking every day, and I was smoking like a lot, so I wasn't dreaming. And then when I stopped, that's when like when I took like I stopped smoking for 2 weeks. That's when like my dreams started to begin again, and like I was telling my friend Edwin, he was just like, I think it's because you probably stopped smoking, and it probably like let your, because I feel as though like when I smoke weed, I dream while I'm awake.
It makes sense too, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it unlocks that part of your brain where it's like you're in that, you feel like you're in REM.
Yeah.
And it's like, because I like, it's not the hallucinations, but it's just like the feeling of like, you know, being in a different realm. I think we're in that realm of REM, but we just like, we think we're somewhere else, you know?
Yeah.
But because that's how I always feel. I feel like I'm just dreaming while I'm awake. So that's why I feel like my dreams got really crazy once I stopped smoking weed so much, and like I stopped smoking like entirely, you know?
Yeah, I feel like that's like honestly the hardest part when you like leave like taking narcotics. It's like I used to smoke a lot in high school, and I used to drink a lot too. And when I stopped doing that, that was when my dreams were so intense. Like I was like, what the heck is even going on? Just like like I remember this one dream. I was at like a party and everyone just started like fighting, like gladiator fighting, like just picking up glasses off tables and just stabbing people. And I'm just standing there like, I didn't move for the whole time. I was just frozen. I'm just like, what in the world is going on? But I never have dreams like that. But the moment that I stopped like smoking and drinking and all that stuff just started coming out of nowhere. Yeah. I'm like, what is this? Like,
it's crazy too. Cause like I just know like it gets so wild. And it's like, yo, like this is crazy shit. Like I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. Like,
yeah, honestly, like I know this sounds like the cliche thing to say, but counseling is like huge when it comes to stuff like this. Cause you'll be surprised at what you have in the back of your mind, and like it's coming out in your dreams. Like you never know if like you probably seen something vulgar when you were like a little kid, and that's just embedded in your psyche.
I genuinely believe in that. I think about that all the time. Like, yo, what is suppressed in my head?
What's going on? And bro, I got my degree in counseling therapy. Hit me up. Follow my Twitch. No, I mean we can. I'm just kidding. But seriously, I went to college for all this stuff, and I have like my CSW accreditation. I've like counseled people and all of that. And it's like a lot of the time, people have so much backed up in their brains, and they never sort through it, and it just comes out in the most weird ways. Like
especially like traumatic shit. Like
they
would like the brain will train itself to like forget those things to like protect the psyche of the person or something like that.
Yeah, and that stuff's just wild. Like all of it,
bro. That is so true. Because like recently I hit the bottle by myself, and it was like a bad time. But like I didn't feel the need to do that until the door was open with a previous conversation with my brother, and that's why I felt like that. And it was because it was like I locked that part of my like feeling, like you know, like the feeling of away for so long. But like when I had this conversation with my brother, it like unlocked that door again and it like opened it up, and it was like I wasn't ready for that shit. So like I hit the bottle. You know what I mean?
Bro, it's difficult. Like I made up this term over the summertime with my girlfriend. I call it emotional constipation. And it's like emotions is like just taking a huge dump. And it's like I feel like guys just normally don't let out their emotions.
Yeah,
they don't
take it's usually said that we don't. Like,
yeah, it's like I don't know why we don't. It's like I feel like society tells us we're not allowed to. Like you can't just talk to your bro and cry. Like that's not man enough of you to do. And I'm just like, that's whack, man. I feel like I'm like constipated. Like I'm trying to poop, but I just can't. You know, like
I want to tell you something, but
yeah. So I made like this analogy. I was like, I honestly think like counseling and talking to your bros is like taking laxatives, where it's like easier to just kind of let it out and talk about all of that stuff. No, but it's good though. Like honestly, it's good to just let that stuff out, and like kind of how you mentioned, like you didn't feel like you were ready for it. So the first thing you did was like you ran to the bottle. It's like you just got to give it time, like, and then when you are ready to revisit that thing, you say, you know what, I'm gonna try to do it again.
So that's actually a perfect transition. We're talking about COVID now. Thank you for joining us.
Transition.
Lucid dreams and crazy vulgar dreams. COVID. Proceed.
Nah, but I was like looking up like this thing on my phone. It was like you have like a 90% chance of getting it if you don't wear a mask, and the person who has COVID also isn't wearing a mask. It cuts down to like 50% if both of you are wearing masks, and then it's like 5% if two people who don't have COVID aren't wearing masks. It's like 1% if two people who don't have COVID are both wearing their masks together. And I was like kind of just like looking at the stats. Like obviously I don't know where they got them from, but I was like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know to just wear a mask. Like we don't need to know about all these numbers or anything. Just put a mask on. Like
even if it's bullshit, just like cause some people are just like, oh, it's not real. It's like,
bro. Honestly, like I agree 100% because it's just like I work in retail, so it's like I have to deal with this bullshit every day. I'm literally stationed at the front now, and I cannot leave. So for 8 hours, I'm standing at the front, monitoring people, making sure they have a mask on.
Making sure Karens don't spaz
Exactly.
Man,
so
that
like,
is so rough.
Like a lady came in without a mask, and I literally had to chase her down. Like, ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. Like I had to hand out masks now, so I'm like, can I provide you a mask, please? You know, and she's like, I have a health condition, I cannot wear it. And at that point, it's like, I have to go through I went through a training for verbal de-escalation and like just letting shit rock, because it's like,
it's hard, bro. Like just letting people like kind of like say stuff like that to you.
Like so, literally, when I was working at the city store Roxborough, and it's like right in Mount Airy, and I had this guy come in. And this is before we were even enforcing the mask policy so hard, but I just know like, bro, like just wear a fucking mask. It's not that fucking deep. Literally cover your face with a shirt if you forget your mask. It's so easy to just go like this and be like, oh, my bad, yo. Like, my bad. Let me just grip like that one thing I need. I'm fucking out of here. But he came in without a mask. I'm like, hey man, you need to wear a mask. do you have one for me? No, do not. He was like, well, I don't have one. I said, well, I can ask you to please cover your. And then as soon as I asked him to like cover his like face with his shirt, he turned around. Don't fuck with me. Like super angry. And I was just like, I walked away because I was just like,
where did that come from?
Bro, he's like,
just told him. Didn't he just respond to you?
He responded with me with the calmest voice.
Like, I don't have one. And then
like right after, when I kept pressing him, he was like, don't fuck with me.
That was just the next question.
Bro, he said it like so loud with so much anger in his voice. Everyone stared at him like he was a fucking dickhead. Like, yo, like
he was.
You're a fucking nut. Get the fuck out of here. Like, what's up with you?
That was
like, bro, I got so mad, bro. Like, I turned around because I was like, I started laughing. I was like, yo, I'm gonna fuck this bitch ass motherfucker up, bro. Like, I was so mad. Like,
it was literally the second question asked him.
Like, hey, do you have a mask? No. Can you just do this? Yo, man. Like, just
bro, like, he
up,
snapped,
like,
bro. And I was just like, I can't believe he just really got angry because I tried to get him to put a mask on. Not only to protect other people, but to protect yourself.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing is like.
My rights.
Man, it's all about freedom. Like, literally, we came over here. Like, this isn't really like a segue into another conversation. We came over here from land that we didn't want to be a part of, infiltrated natives' land, kicked them out of their land, and now we're here, and we don't want immigrants here, which is like completely different topic to even talk about. But it's like people keep advocating for like freedom, but I'm like, you're confusing freedom with just like literally having a brain.
Yeah.
Like, it's not about infiltrating your freedom or your rights. It's just, I kind of want people to be alive, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, I remember there was one governor that's like, old people need to sacrifice themselves for the greater good of America. Like,
Give
we
your
don't,
life.
it costs too much money to provide medical assistance to people who are on the back end of life. So you guys should just, sacrifice yourselves for the economy. I'm like, bro, we're like, first of all, we're like $1 trillion in debt, but like, who do we even owe money to?
Yeah.
Like, we owe money to ourselves. Like,
bro, like,
it doesn't even make sense.
Doesn't that fuck your head up how like the more money we make, the more in debt we get? And it's like, but we're making it.
But it's like, supposedly it's all about what it's worth, like the value in it and stuff like that, and that's supposedly what it is. But going to the whole thing about sacrificing like the older people, I feel like that's just a little crazy. But I feel like in their head they're getting into like how it was back in the day, because back in the day, the average person would only live to maybe like 50,
a younger age,
like a younger age. And now that we're like so advanced now with like medicine and everything like that, it's going so much older. Now they're probably like, oh my god, now we got. But like, they found out a way to keep them alive longer. Like damn.
if you really think about it, like back then, like if you had like some type of like fucking sickness, it would be like, we can give you like this ginger that can make you comfortable, but you're gonna die next
regardless
week. Like,
of what's happening.
So just be ready. Like, we're gonna keep you comfortable, but you're gonna die.
It's funny to think about the same loop that basically American citizens are in, of just like being in debt and working constantly just to like keep up that debt and keep going and going and going. It's the same shit that the actual country in itself is in with like China and shit. It's just like we're never gonna be able to get out of the debt that we put ourselves in.
Absolutely. And it's so rough, man. And then like the top 1% of people literally just have shares in like every company in America. So if they want something to happen, they're like, everybody has to wear a red hat today. And like, what can you say about it if that's your shareholder who owns like 50% of your entire business? Yeah. So it's like, they have so much power. And it's like, I don't care, honestly. I'm just a middle-class citizen doing my thing. But like, I don't know. I just feel like this whole entire system is just so ridiculous. Yes. Then hearing people talk about like, oh, this is what we should do. And I'm like, when did you get your degree in politics? Like, what are you even talking about, man? People just blurting their opinions all over the place. But yeah, like COVID, I don't think it really changed anything. If anything, it just exposed how we always were.
Yeah, and
like
that's why.
It
that's
just
why,
sucks.
as though so many people talk like, "Oh, 2020 sucks." I genuinely appreciate 2020 so much because it exposed so much. I prefer to
realize.
I prefer to attack things straight on and to see like what the shit with like racial injustice. People were just like heavy on it, like straight in the face, like damn, like we gotta deal with this shit now.
Yeah,
and like COVID, we just gotta deal that shit up front, and sex trafficking, dealing with that shit now. And so many people, like so much shit has changed. Even with like shit that we trying to fix for years that don't really matter as much, but just like sports team names. Nothing was happening.
Washington Redskins.
Like that shit's been talked about for like 10 plus years, and now this year all of a sudden they're the Washington football team because people aren't taking that shit anymore. The Indians are about to change their logo and do everything like that. They went from the little Wahoo Indian, whatever they called it, to like the C, just because of that.
Do you Did you ever watch Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt on Netflix?
I watched it with you.
They one of the episodes was about getting the Russian, because one of the characters on there is like a Navajo Indian. She's like a tribe, and like her parents are like boycotting and protesting in front of like the HQ for like the Redskins, and like, yo, like change the name, da da da. It was like, yeah.
All of it, like for all these years, people have talked about it, and they like, oh, it was in works, and they're like, nah, like it's just a name, whatever. Yeah. Now this year, out of all years, it's just suddenly like,
you know,
shit is moving through.
You ever want to see how like a Trump supporter really thinks? Literally follow anyone from Fishtown on like Facebook or Instagram.
Bro, they be outside with guns just posted.
With their shirt off.
Hold a gun on a corner. I wouldn't be there for like 2 minutes. But they'd just be posted.
Bro,
like,
that is fucking facts.
Cigarette in their mouth.
If any one of us, because let's be real, we don't look white, right? You take one look at me, you're like, yo, this is a poppy boy. You look at Vic, he's definitely Puerto Rican. He's some type of Arabic. Mark, sexy ass Costa Rican boy. You know what I mean? And then you look at Manny, he's like, yo, bull black. Like,
facts.
So any one of us on a fucking corner with a gun, fucking, we're dead. Like in 5 minutes flat. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, but let the fucking white people from Fishtown hold a fucking AR-15 on the corner of fucking Girard, and woo,
bro, my bad.
Cop comes by and compliments him. Hey, that's a good one.
Where'd you get that one? Where'd you get that one at?
And it's not just Fishtown either. My girlfriend, like where she's from, they do a lot of hunting, so it's kind of normal to see people with rifles and stuff down there. We were in South Philly though, like we were in a completely different part of town where it's like majority Asians down there, and it was just like this white guy just standing there with a rifle in the middle of the street, and people were just walking by. I'm like, nothing was even happening. And I was like, how is this normal? Like, this is literally the state of our country that, like, we just walk by this and be like, oh, they're just another one of those crazy people. I'm like, yo, this dude's really about to just shoot somebody.
You can start letting
like,
shit off
chilling.
At any moment. And you
right.
It's crazy.
And it's so funny. They walk with that shit and they have a smirk on their face. Like, they're going to be like, they sit there and smirk. Because, like, if people are talking shit to them, they're going to be like, put a finger on me, bitch.
I want you to say something to me. I want you to make a comment because look what I have right here. Like,
exactly.
try. It's like, cool. Take it away, though.
Yeah.
Wild shit, man.
Like, I'm not going to wear this muzzle on my face over this disease. It's impending on my
Bro,
rights.
You're literally...
You wear clothes. You wear a seatbelt when you drive. You do all this shit all the time that's impending on your rights.
You are literally... These people are literally getting kicked out of fucking Whole Foods and Trader Joe's. Reevaluate your fucking life.
Ain't nobody getting kicked out of Cousins for that.
Yo, exactly. Don't get me started on Cousins, man. Like, there's one right across the street from my house, and there was someone who got COVID there, and they, like, said they were going to shut down the store. They never did. No. Nothing ever changed. I was going to go there one day. They were trying to do the same thing that Whole Foods does, where there's a certain amount of people in the store. Mm-hmm. Yo, there was literally just a crowd of people. No 6 foot distancing, no anything. I'm like, I'm never going to the store.
Bro.
Like, they literally just don't care.
I think I know their Cousins. I think I know
like that might be a little close to your house, too.
Yeah, like, literally, bro, I'm going to tell you right now, every retail business has had their employees have COVID.
Yeah.
And so these people that come to my store and they're like fucking bitching about shit and they're like, why are you guys letting so many people in? Da, 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 da. It's like, I'm going to be very blunt with you. It's inevitable. Like, it's going to happen. You know what I mean? But they don't want to hear that. You know, they want to see us wiping down shit. Obviously, we are. We're going to try to be as safe as we can. Mm-hmm. We're going to try to keep the, like, percentage down of, like, the risk of getting it. But it's, like, at this point, it's inevitable.
The way we're going about it, though, it's only inevitable here. Everywhere else handled it like fucking gangsters.
It's ridiculous.
And
it's because of how strict they were with it. And, like, people understood, too.
But it was only, they only needed to be strict with it for a short period of time.
That's what I'm saying, though. But that's what I'm saying. But it was crazy how, you know, we, especially our president, wasn't so strict about it and didn't care. He was, like, the last person to be like, okay, let's, like... Yeah, like, he was like, oh, my God, that's, like, a thing. Oh, my God. But, like... He was literally like one of the last people to go and like try to be serious about it. So while other countries and places are like, yo, like just stay at home, like this will go by if we just literally follow these rules. He was just playing around with it, and we didn't take it really serious because he didn't really care about it either. And it was like, yo, this is something that's like going
Because,
to affect us.
first off,
in the long term, if we don't like actually.
He's not gonna take it serious, bro. Because in my eyes, this man doesn't need to go outside.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
That's why he
He's
didn't care because
he has
he's
people
like,
probably disinfecting his shit for him.
I mean, his kids got it though.
that is
just
true.
because he got COVID.
Yeah.
But they're probably
His
partying,
son.
bro. You know, like
You know,
oh, I'm sorry.
You
You
know?
know? I was funny. I was
and like
talking
a lot of his staff too.
not to go off topic, but lately I've been in my hick bag. I was telling Raul, like I've been trying to teach myself Spanish a lot more,
I
and
think
like
we all
trying to,
know that.
and like I've been trying to like really get myself to, you know, really learn Spanish because you know I like to hold conversations with my grandma and stuff in Spanish.
I don't think the type of Spanish music you listen to is gonna be good for
I
your
know,
grandma.
I know. I'm not gonna talk to my grandma
Mame,
on some
culo.
no, like
Mame.
yo, like on Wells music be on some ish, dog. Like this man, his like if you get that shit translated, it sounds so dirty in English. He's straight up like, you like dick, right? Well, I like pussy. I'm horny. Come over. Like he's like straight up just like that. But no, but it's just funny because I was like when I be talking to people, Chelsea from friend from my job, she like pointed out that like when I start talking and like I get serious, I get in my bag, like I get like this weird Spanish accent, and it's like
We know what you're talking about.
yeah,
That's just your Spanish impersonation.
it just comes out.
It comes out. His persona.
No, sí.
You know, black. You know,
Yeah.
let me tell you something. You know,
¿Qué no? It's like,
you know.
claro que sí.
All right. So we've been going crazy on time. I had these questions prepared for you, so I'm gonna bang them out real quick.
Okay, cool.
I had some serious ones and then some funny ones. We kind of covered all the serious stuff without asking. So I'm gonna just run through the speed round of like 10
I'm a
questions.
serious person, that's why.
Yeah. So I got these 10 questions, just speed round answers. They're like really short, so just be prepared.
Not
to,
even
like-
gonna think about it, just gonna let it rip.
All right. Big party or small kickback?
Small kickback.
Football or basketball?
Basketball.
Superman or Batman?
Batman.
McDonald's or Burger King?
Neither.
Cash App or Venmo?
Venmo.
Michael Jordan or LeBron?
I'm gonna have to go with LeBron.
Winter or summer?
Summer.
Expensive gifts or sentimental gifts?
Sentimental.
Waffles or pancakes?
Pancakes.
Cats or dogs?
I used to be a cat person. I'm a dog person now, though.
There we go.
I have to join the dark
Head since
side,
his
man.
head.
Yo, I got the dog hat. Shouts to dogs.
I was like, I don't know that. I was like, I feel like you really like cats, though, don't you?
Yeah, I used to like cats a lot, man. But cats, they... Like, the thing about dogs is, like, they'll always vibe with you no matter what. Like, I had a good day at work. Let's go to the park. We chilling. I had a bad day. I got into an argument with my girlfriend. Dog gonna be there for me. He can hug me,
hype as
lick
shit,
my
just like,
tears.
"Yo!"
A cat is like, yo, like, I'm not your pet, you're mine. You put food in my bowl and you do this for me. I'm like, I'm not trying to do all that, man. I
I'm
just
gonna
want
be over here in this corner for 8 hours in a day sleeping. Don't bother me.
And don't forget to pay the rent either.
And when I want to get pet, that's when I'll come to you, and you better be ready
That's
for
so
it.
fucking true. That's literally so fucking true. Like cats literally only come to you when they're ready
When
to
they're
get
ready,
pet.
yeah. It's like I'm not in the mood, and then like now it's like no, but I'm in the mood. So
Yeah, and the cat will that cat will scratch you. Cat will mess with your stuff. Like dogs, you just train them like, don't do that. Bad, cool. Cat just be looking at you like, bro, don't talk to me. Like, I do what I want.
Why are you
Like,
here?
this is
Go back to
my
work.
house. This is my house. If I want to scratch the couch, I'm gonna scratch it. Like,
True.
let me do what I want. I can't
Wait, I'm
say
actually
that.
curious what the serious questions were now.
The camera's gonna die, but I'll just run through these. It was just like, what made you start what you wanted to do? End goal.
Pretty
What do you-
valid questions.
What do you have in the works in terms of like what you want to do? What or who inspired you to like get into what you were doing? Favorite part about what you do? Biggest accomplishment or proudest moment from what you're doing?
Mm-hmm.
And that was it.
I can honestly answer a few of those. So, like, what I'm doing now is, like, I graduated college. I kind of mentioned earlier, I got my degree in social work, and I did counseling and therapy with the focus of that. I worked with mainly geriatrics, which is, like, older people and middle age. But now I'm working at a school, which is K-8, so I can round myself out. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with my degree, but right now, and I've just been having a lot of fun with my quote unquote side hustle, which is like trying to make YouTube videos and trying to stream on Twitch because I love playing video games and stuff like that.
I'll be on those streams.
And I'm trying to work on editing my new YouTube video now. And I was actually like listening to a lot of big streamers talking about like how you market yourself more effectively. And they're like, if you want to be a Twitch streamer, the best thing you can do is like barely be on Twitch. Like use TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. There's so much more discovery everywhere else.
A lot of times build a platform elsewhere and then
bring it into that one place. And it's like if you want to start on YouTube, you can always just start straight on YouTube. If you have a unique idea, people are probably going to see it.
For sure.
But like that's what I've been working at mainly lately. Like I used to just grind and stream like 8 hours a day to like myself. And that's it. Like nobody really stopped by my streams, and I was like, "What am I doing wrong? Like I need to figure out what I'm doing differently."
It's not. Twitch isn't too good for discovering new people.
Absolutely.
It just pushes all the bigger parties up, and then you just have to.
And I know what you said before. Like if something like Twitch is something you really want to do in game, it's like you kind of need to go and start off on a game that's not that popular.
Yeah, you got to start off like I know I've been playing like Skater XL. It's like a skateboarding game that just came out, and it's like I could easily like I had one stream. I think I averaged like maybe like 20, 25 people there, and I have like barely 300 followers right now, so I don't even have that many people following me. But it's like if I try to do that with Fortnite, good luck getting 3 people to watch you because there's so many people to compete with game.
That actual catalog in Twitch will be like 300,000 viewers for Fortnite, and then you go inside of it, and it's like the top 10 are like in the 10 plus K viewer watches, and then the bottom is just
and I saw this statistic from a Twitch staff that said it. They said 0.1% of streamers average more than 15 viewers. I was like, that's bullcrap. I don't believe that. But I actually scrolled down Twitch with my girlfriend one time. Like, you can't even get to the bottom of the page because your computer starts freezing. Like, I got a good computer too. I'm like trying to scroll. I couldn't even get to the 0 view count people. I was at like 5 and 4, and my computer would not let me scroll any further. But I was literally scrolling for like forever. And if like I can give like a context, I would say like the top % of streamers that are averaging like 75 or more, 15 or more are like this much. And even lower than the table is like everybody else. So I was like, how is it that even like possible that there's no discovery for people like that? And that's why everyone says like, if you want to grow, man, like grow like other places, like make it TikToks or something like that.
That's why I feel like Mixer was good. And then there's also like Facebook gaming now that's kind of becoming what Mixer was. So there's also, I was kind of like telling people that I know stream, like, yo, like, even though it's probably tempting to go to Twitch, probably better to start somewhere smaller and then bring those people over.
I was gonna say like you said, like playing games that like no one's actually on right now. Because that one time I streamed on Twitch, but I streamed Steep. That was like the first time I got like 20 plus viewers. Like it was lit, and it was just like a lot of fun.
And that's how it is. You got to find your niche. Like I know. I was talking to people in regards to just like marketing and stuff like that, like people who went to college with me and stuff. And they were saying the best way that you can market yourself is like, don't focus so much on what you like are trying to convey to other people. Instead, just focus on yourself and like how you can embody everything that you like and put it into something for other people. Because I know a lot of people say like, what's the streamer that you like most? Try to like take aspects from them. And I'm like, you're not being yourself. Wait, the camera cut off?
No, he's spitting bars. So like,
I was about to say, wait, did I not like put in? Oh, but like, it's like people keep advocating saying like, be the people that you like, but that just kind of strips you away from just being yourself. And I feel like being yourself is the most unique thing that you can do to stand out. And like my thing that I try to use to stand out on my stream is that I'm a Christian. And it's like, there's barely any Christian streamers on Twitch. So I'm like, yo, bro, like we can literally pull out Bible verses on my Twitch. Like I can talk about Christian music. I try to always get people to listen to Christian rap because everybody's like, yo, Christian rap sucks. I'm like, no, it doesn't. I got a playlist and it's fire. Like you wouldn't even be able to tell it's like Christian artists on it. But it's like, there's not many people to do that. So like, that's what I want to advocate for and push for. And on top of it, that's like my life, you know, like that's what I do every day. So it's like, I guess like one thing that I can like give as advice to other people is like, what do you like about yourself that you are willing to share with other people? Like, for example, if you like clothes or something like that or fashion, like incorporate that. Let other people know that you're interested in, instead of like, oh, I'm looking at XQC and he does this on his stream, so let me just copy him. And just like, if you're impersonating people are gonna be like, bro, you're fake. Like, this isn't you. You're just acting like another big streamer, you know? So one thing I've been trying to focus on is just like, what are things that I like? Like, I like playing like my bass. So like maybe I might like have a stream where I play music or something like that. I like playing video games, obviously, so I'm gonna do that. I love my like spirituality, so I'll talk about like scripture and stuff with people on my stream and just talk about things like that. But it's just like, the one thing that I've been learning and trying to change in regards to like my brand is like, I'm tired of trying to be like a bunch of other people, and I'm tired of like looking at other people get successful and be like, let me just copy that, it'll help me. It's like, you know, I'm just gonna own like what I have, and I feel like that's like the best thing that you can do. So yeah.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Thank you.
All right.
That was fire.
Yes, I
Spitting
think
bars. I was getting chills over here. I was like,
I think that's a good
I'm
way
like,
to close it out.
I'm like, did I pay to come here for this?
I was like, oh my
this
God,
seminar?
TED Talk?
This is a seminar, by the way,
He's like,
$100 an hour.
He's like, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And I'm like, holy shit.
And if you want more things like that, you can check out.
It's like, as you walk out, the guy will hand you pamphlets.
So you're like, and that was Manuel. Thank you for coming to NPR Tiny Desk.
Yo, that's exactly how they talk on that. That was such a good impression.
They get really close.
That's crazy.
All right, where can they find you too? And then we'll get to Manny.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Q, etc. Mark, where can they find you?
You can find me also on Instagram at ETCMarkyMark and Twitter at MarkyMark. Victor, where can they find you? And Real Etc.
They can find me on Instagram and Twitter at ETC Victor. The etc. stuff is real. Oh my God.
Was the point? What was the point for that? Like why? I saw the build up for it. And I'm like, I hope he's not about to do this.
Etc. stuff is ETC Victor. No, it's not. It's real etc. The email's real.etc@gmail.com. Manny, where can they find all of your stuff and what do you have coming out soon?
You guys can find me pretty much everywhere except for TikTok, because I will never download or use that. At UNKWNxD. It's a pretty meme name because I couldn't find unknown available on anything, so I just put XD at the end. But it's unknown without the L, so UNKWNxD. And what do I have in the works? I'm editing a YouTube video right now, and if you guys like computer build videos, I built one for my girlfriend, and I'm gonna like take you guys through the build process. I dropped 2 videos previous to this, just like building computers, and they did pretty well in regards to viewership, so I'm just gonna try to keep going with that. And aside from that, I'm almost at 300 followers on my Twitch stream. It's the same name, UNKWNxD. Feel free to drop a follow, and we can just hang out and chill and talk about life.
He's not lying. He has also helped me out with my PCs.
And that video is still in the works, and we're waiting.
Yes.
Yo, where is that video actually?
He just gave me the SD.
Chill.
So I'm like,
Chill. It's coming. All right.
so I'm like trying to condense it so it's not as long and also like have everything in it.
Honestly, I would say like 10 to 15 minutes is always like
That's
a
what I'm
good
aiming
mark for
for.
like PC build.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
And I still need a monitor.
He's in the video.
Yo, I actually put that on my to-do list today. I got you. I'm going to help you find a monitor, and we're going to get that done.
You see everybody? He comes through.
He was just like, in the video, he's like, oh, it's April 4th. This I'm like, Jesus. I'm like, we're in August.
That my PC's name is April because of that.
Where'd the 4th come from?
Well, that's the
That was
day.
the
No.
day.
That's what I said in the video.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
named my PC. I'm like, this is April now because I made her in April.
All right. But yeah, we love y'all. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.